series. Well, at least it was in the previous game.
Well, I mean, Inferno was where it was at. And this one is going to have the crowd involved the whole way through. So we get out of the gates with Inferno, with Grayhound and Imperial. Now Mac, they've got to fashion themselves something here on this T side to give them everything to work with. But look at the confidence from Vinny early on at P2000. Hopefully going to work, but more so just informational than sticking around.
And starting on Inferno here as well. Imperial, of course, playing it yesterday, so Grayhound will have a little bit of source material to check if they did do some prep going into today's games. Of course, they did have that earlier best of 3, so we'll see if that works for them or against them. Of course, it's been a long day for them. And at the minute mark, Grayhound still figuring out where they want to go for the moment, just waiting for Imperial to make the first move.
Everything just going dark for the moment, off all forms of sound. Now, nothing in terms of information for Imperial to work with. They're just set deep in A, they're set deep in B. They are ready for this contact play. Their crossfires are set. So it's all to play here for Grayhound.
40 seconds. And the Hounds starting to make their move in towards the B site. Util first. Boys sent in second, and Bolts is just waiting for any extra info. Flash over the top, third lane, Anti. Going to be able to dodge a lot of damage for the moment, draw a lot of attention, but there's 20 seconds to get the site, and Liaz clears out the back of it, Hats to follow. 2 big openings for the Australians. But we've seen Imperial be so decent with the pistols. So don't go counting your chickens before they hatch here. Fallen, spotting the first. And Grayhound are hungry. But let's see how Imperial go here on the retake. Cello, he's sharp, he's scary, but he's low on damn time and he needs to make a move here. Sicko going to be able to deal with both of the CT members. Cello, 5 HP, make it zip. As Inns closes out the pistol, Grayhound, first team to be on the board.
Imperial was searching for everything there and they were not willing to give it to him, Grayhound, unless they all stepped together. He had the smoke, he had the kit, but it was just perfect timing there from Grayhound to make those peaks work. Sicko with that nice double to ring things in, and we're seeing the Mac 10s already start to come out, so I think we're going to take a potential momentary pause here as they work this out. Now, Mac, what a pistol to kick things off from Grayhound. It was simple. And unfortunately, Imperial, they backed off. They backed off into the sights. They played it nice and slowly. And Hats is getting you going.
Hats is having some fun. Crowd's having some fun. It's all fun and games here at Rod Laver Arena. ESL Challenger Melbourne has been spectacular. You guys in the crowd, you've been bloody spectacular as well. But it seems we've got to pause for the moment. Oh, we want to... I'll lead this one. Ready? I won't lead it. It's all right. Oh. This is giving me shivers. Damn, it's good to have live events back. It's good to have a crowd enjoying some chants, enjoying that Counter-Strike.
Oh, they're a playful crowd too.
Well, not too much more to break down. But have a look at that. The stadium, the arena is getting real filled out. Everyone's ready for this game.
You can never not say Grayhound don't look relaxed. The kimono is Max chilling. What I mean,
he's just happy as Larry, just watching the boys, making sure they don't make mistakes. And he just wanted to keep those legs extra warm, right? That's why he's brought the cloak in. Straight out. Looking clean today.
Got a few flags here in the crowd too. But we're back into this.
Here we are. Game time. Not Jame time, still start of the round. And into the second, Imperial. They've invested heavily into this one to see if Grayhound can navigate past the weaponry that the Brazilians have brought in.
Oh, the timing here for Vinny. Could work out, but no, the MAC-10's just going to chop him down. Split second there, and things could have changed, but Grayhound, they're grouped up nicely. They're just trying to wait out some of this aggression on the CT side. There is investment from Imperial, so this is dangerous. They've got those flashes ready. They've got the damage utility as well with those grenades too, so watch for those to be in play late in this round as Grayhound start to funnel through.
Oof. Looks like Imperial very ready for this one. A bit of research on the tendencies of Grayhound. They've managed to fight for top of another control, but look at the util coming through here, and the follow through from Bolts as well is looking damn good, but Liaz perched on top of the logs. Could have just saved the round.
Yeah, that's a swing frag too. Just swings the pendulum back in favour of Grayhound as they make that adjustment. Hopefully a rotation off this A bomb site, but we know that's not the case. Fur actually doubles down, tries to get ahead of that smoke. Not worth it though, Sicko. He's like a sitting duck there for the MAC-10. And so they will be able to clutch this round nicely. Fallen will try and save that Famis to being the biggest investment in the round. Grayhound are off to a great start. What a tense moments though, yeah.
10. So extra cash in the tank. And economy is still going to be looking relatively decent going into the next one. Grayhound staying respectful, not going for the hunt, thinking that Fallen may be looking for something there, but he's happy just to keep his hands on the Famis for now. Grayhound locked 2 T-side rounds already on this T-side. Off to a solid start here.
There's a lot of util damage coming out from Imperial though, so already we're seeing good utility usage from them. They just needed maybe one extra grenade, and that thing really could have turned things back around, but Liaz with that frag through smoke. It was looking pretty dire for Grayhound up until that point. They were pretty much equal pegging, but Liaz just digs in, finds that frag onto Cello, and that just gives them a slight player advantage, which they capitalise on by splitting the site. So back into this now, as we saw with Imperial, their investment, they cannot buy anything into this round really. They do have some utility though, and already using it to contest Banana.
Whoa. The slam dunk misses by an inch. But there's not much remaining here. And Bolts is just going to be going in with the flash. Little info. He won't hang around for too long. So Imperial now looking to change up the plan here on the defense.
Just trying to counter some pushes, making sure they don't get compressed into this A bomb site if they don't want to be. So they're grouped up again. Angry mob of T's taking control of bracket. It's slow and methodical, but they're not overcommitting just yet.
Sneaky forward. Tried to catch a timing there and almost did, but Hats was there to save the day. Save his teammate. Good spacing with this wrap around through Arch, and Grayhound might just make it. But there's a spam in through Library there. And Vinny, he's going to turn it into that crossfire as well. So doing big work from Mini. And Sicko cracks open a few more heads with that MAC-10. So it's looking relatively clean. Fur may just keep this Famis alive into the next. He's copped a little bit of damage in through the wall there. And he's thinking maybe they're in with a shot, even though there's the two-man disadvantage. But Sicko has different plans for Imperial right now. Chasing him down. Like the dog, like a hound he is.
And unfortunately now for Bolts, too, it's a long wait. He wants to take that armor into the next round, so Grayhound are trying to press for this, but not necessarily making it a pressing case. So Grayhound keeping their noses clean in these rounds. Important that they do so. But here come Imperial on this gun round. They're going to have the utility. They're going to have everything to throw at them and deal with the aggression from Grayhound. So let's just see how this first round pans out for both of these two teams on the gun round. Falling on that AWP, so hopefully can fashion something for them. They're maintaining that Mac 10 on Sicko, and why not? He's done a fantastic job so far.
Ooh, flash to second. And Vinny. Gonna go straight over mid with that one. Making sure no one was going for the fast approach straight down the guts there. And Grayhound, not overcommitting to anything, just looking for some early apps control. With the sneaky boost up. Still with that 3-2 split coming through for Imperial though.
Imperial have control of Banana though, so that's going to be a wealth of information for them. As you can see already, Fur's making that rotation off the site, so they start to come back towards A here. And as the smokes rain in, they've got options. They could potentially try and split B if they want to, with that smoke being near library, but this is what Imperial are waiting for. So Grayhound are just seeing whether or not there's any movement out of Imperial, any counteraction from the CTs, but not to be the case thus far. We wait this second wave for Grayhound.
Battle of the patience. Who budges first? Looks like it might just be the Hounds. Clock forcing them forward. Vinny going to be spotted in the pit there, but are they expecting your boy Cello up on the balcony? He'll fall down, and it's a great site defense for the moment. Fallen. Wants a little bit more though. Posted into dig. It's a crisp angle to hit. And it's down to Inns on 9 HP. He's got nothing left in his favor. And he's right out of here. Big round coming through from Imperial. That's the defense they needed here over towards A.
That is a big round for Imperial.
Oh, wow.
And a second wave of utility from Grayhound just wasn't effective in dislodging anybody on that A bomb site. They were able to dodge the flashes, dodge the util. And so, easy pickings for Imperial. Grayhound, they still got a wealth of money here, and so they're going to spend that into this round. Yeah, Fallen had a field day at A. So, let's just see whether or not the Hounds can recover here on this round. They really could put some pressure on the CT economy if they're able to take something, but already this battle for Banana rages on. That double grenade chips hats down, but could have been worse.
Ooh. Dunk on Fur. There's some great value for money on that HE.
Return serve.
And Imperial's holding on to a lot of this util, trying to counter Grayhound whenever they make their move with a couple of flashes and these nades. Grayhound make their move out towards the bracket. Smoke at Arch and Cello, he's playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, so second wave of util now we start to see is maybe even potential here for this A-Rap. And now Grayhound just sitting in brackets here, but if they sit too long, they're going to be sitting ducks, and they need to check his corner. Cello for 2. He's pulling some strings, and he gets the third.
Insane.
Plucking Grayhound out of brackets, and now it's all onto Alistair and Hats, who have the side if they want it, but that Molotov's just going to chew up a little bit of time. I actually don't think it's deep enough. They will be able to get in, but they don't know that yet.
The newcomer to the team, it may be saving the game for now, and he's going to set up the final 2 as well. Cello and Vinny teaming up for a huge second round.
It was a symphonic performance from Cello, and it was also in the assistance of Bolts. That round was truly his. Imperial have some answers now on this CT side. They've got the guns in their hands, and they're starting to look a little bit more impressive. Grayhound are back to the drawing board.
Less smiles at the moment. We'll see if the crowd can change that with a couple of cheers here. Guys having a whole bunch of fun up there. And I'm only seeing people walking into the arena. No one's leaving. It's just getting more and more stacked in here with all your lovely faces.
How good is this crowd, Mac?
I don't know. How good are they?
How good is this crowd?
Tell me how good you are. They are good.
We are good.
They answered. There you go, Jim. They're pretty happy. Solid game so far, though. Imperial, it was a bit of a rough start for them, but since they've had guns in their hands, the Hounds have been in trouble. Haven't heard that one since I am Sydney. The people still want it, if Valve's listening.
Absolutely. But right now, Greyhound chasing the white rabbit proverbially.
Ooh, Inferno. Looking to fight fire with fire. Spotted, though. But the pistol's going to be enough. Coordinated swing coming through from Greyhound there, but In's trying to find a timing up mid. Going to lose his life to Vinny. Firepower wins the fight there. And Fur's going to scurry away through the halls, happy with the two-man advantage.
That's all they need to maintain. Hello, that's cheeky. It's not going to fool Fallen, though. And so, Sicko and Hats, just Glocks to their name. Can they take anything out of the hands of Imperial? If they somehow manage to pilfer a bomb plant, that would be fantastic, but I don't think Imperial look like they're going to get hoodwinked today.
Solid position there at Cubby. Hats peeking on the close angle there. Not going to be spotted just yet. Imperial looking like they're going to keep it with all five alive, and Hats is just trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but it's Fur who catches the timing. And Imperial tie up the score. 3 rounds each now.
They keep that so clean. They keep those anti-eco rounds so clean, and that's important. You don't want to be taking losses. You just want to bolster yourself. You give yourself momentum. You give yourself now a full belt of util, as a lot of these players now have. And now Greyhound are trying to just string a few rounds together in order to break their money. So they're in good position now, Imperial. They've recovered well after taking that early loss. But it's up to Greyhound now. They can set that tempo. Missed Molotov.
Limed up for the moment. Hats just waiting to need to call for that one, but it looks like they are just going to slowly and surely move their way forward. Little smoke there towards the broom just to buy some extra time. And Imperial is going to start to throw this retake util, really looking to fight for that banana control. Nades towards the half wall. But Greyhound, playing real deep there, is going to dodge everything.
It's a dangerous game they're playing. But right now they actually have pushed Imperial out of banana. They don't want to use any more utility trying to hold that territory. They can't afford that. And so now that allows Greyhound some breathing space. But what have they got left on their belt? What are they able to fashion here? And Smoke's just going to buy a little bit more time, but actually Greyhound could use that cover. Just gives them some breathing space to set this round up.
Imperial seem to know what's coming here. And a great timing on that re-smoke on the B choke. 30 on the clock. Greyhound's not going to have a lot left to deal with. To smack it into B here. Fur boosted up. He's whiffed a little bit. Inzy's just going to go straight forward. The reload has to come through. But Inzy's knocking at the door. And he's knocked too hard. Got a splinter in his finger. The splinter's name's Cello. And Greyhound with a man advantage. They've got solid post plants here. Imperial discussing whether they want to go for the round or not, but it looks like exits may just be what they're opting for here. Yeah,
I mean, potentially, if they can flush them out with their remaining utility and maybe even just keep them in sight for as long as possible. They know that that crossing, they've got to make that. So the damage util's coming through. That stinges the toes of a few players here for Greyhound, so they might not get out cleanly, and that's not good for the economy.
The damage game, it's good. And Imperial is going to take the heads off all of the Hounds other than Hat. And Greyhound take the round. They take the lead back. But at what cost? The economy is not going to be looking too good here.
Yeah, huge damage done by Imperial there on those exits. It keeps Greyhound honest, but Greyhound will take the round at this stage. As now with, yeah, we can see they're just starting to filter through with Galils and whatever they can get, prioritising utility.
A UMP.
Alistair's winding it back to 2016 with that UMP.
Ollie to Broom. Imperial. Refreshing that one as well. Grayhound are going to invest a smoke just to try and force the banana control out. But Imperial don't want to go down without a fight here.
The wave of utility that Grayhound are just waiting out. They haven't copped too much of it. They're going to take that duel in banana. So Hats does find the first. Oh, first being slowed too, so needs to be careful.
There
he doesn't get out.
And that's going to be the B site open for the taking. Fallen, he'll go down. And Grayhound, all of them up against Vinny here, who may just be looking to save the AWP, to fight for his life, but not the round. And this will be a fifth for Grayhound unless Vinny creates some kind of miracle. But the man is not going to survive this time.
What about the
two-round lead?
What about the timing and all those engagements, Mac? They had everything going all at once. As soon as Hats was taking engagements in banana, he had everybody in tow. There was also brackets as well that was under threat. So
there you go.
Perfectly executed. Liaz just laying in wait. He was the real thorn in the side of any rotation from Imperial. And so nice piece of execution from Grayhound, but Imperial aren't done yet. As I said, they've built up that bank, but this could be a nice swing round for Grayhound.
They're looking just to go in towards the early round this time. Oh, I think the barrel may have just been spotted of Ali there. But Cello's in a very solid position. See how the timing works. Ali flashed on the line. Good timing on the re-peek. Cello pops a wallop to the shin. But all 10 gamers in the server are still going.
That was a legging, you could call it Razzmatazz, Mac. Lot to play with now. Imperial. They don't have much information. Grayhound have done a great job of just pushing him back into the sights. Liaz is there, keeping them honest, and now he's taken an engagement. But is it all for naught? They need to capitalise here. They have a gap on this B-bomb site. But Imperial have made that read. They've had that time. They've had that adjustment come through.
They're looking for some info towards A as well. Vinny's making a move through halls, and that's going to be some kind of information. Rotation starting to be pulled out here in the open. Fall and goes to the ground. And it's only Vinny standing here, all on his lonesome. 20 on the clock, and Grayhound have to force it through. Ali with the no-scope has saved the round in time to get the bomb planted. But there's still a huge chance for him. No! They've hit a Yui. They're back at B. They're saving. They want the guns, and Grayhound out of nowhere pull a sixth round.
Oh, that round had so many twists and turns, but it's not a bad move here from Imperial to save. They keep those weapons up. They keep that ore pop. They've got a fighting chance into the next round, so it's a quick call. It's a quick call, and they know the Grayhound are going to be waiting out a potential retake opportunity because they didn't really have the time to take all of the site, and they won't have the time to full press for the pursuit of those weapons. And in fact, they lose 2 at the bombs.
Oh, wow. Couple of smiles from the boys on stage. Don't think they were quite expecting that, but obviously putting high value on maintaining the W in that round. Oh, here you go.
What? That is not normally.
All right. Okay. You don't see that every day.
Dear me. I thought Vinny had played that well too, into the smoke.
Having a time there.
Absolutely.
You want to be part of the crowd? Get down here to Rod Laver Arena. We got loud crowds. We got good Counter-Strike. We got bloody couple of yelly boys. We got 10 professional Counter-Strike gamers. Put your eyes on Fur here. He's doing a decent job at Banana of defending B.
Grayhound have just funneled into that too, so that utility damage is coming through. Ali can't find Bolt, and so they extend that player advantage. The change in tempo not working out for Grayhound. Big precedence on Banana control, but it goes a little pear-shaped.
Brazilian fans going to be happy with the start of the round. But we've seen a few clutches come out today, so let's see what Inns and Liaz have for us in the 2-on-4. At least got this Banana control. But Imperial, no early rotations, just playing the 2-2 split, liking their chances for a retake and putting full faith on the B-site members here. Vinny and Bolts to make it work. Vinny in a solid position to swing off the contact, but Liaz, there's that entry. In's not too far away. Big flash forces him back for a second or two, and it's all down to the timing. Vinny swings on running through, or fallen rather, and that's going to be another big round for Imperial. So far, it's been 3 rounds, 3 rounds, 3 rounds, and it's Imperial's turn.
Yeah, it's been a tug of war, that's for sure. Had limited options in that 4v2, Grayhound. Opted to take the 2v2 at B. They had some utility to use, but the positioning, the crossfire from Imperial, far too strong to dismantle.
Yeah.
And so back onto pistols. So if there's anything that they've got, it's that flash and that grenade to hopefully try and curb some of Imperial. But Liaz, he's the first lamb to slaughter in Banana. And it's the clear utility and positional advantage exacted by Imperial.
Well, Banana control is there now. And with it, Imperial thinking about having a geese straight down mid as well first, slowly but surely making his move, and it's going to be a 3-pronged swing. Everyone at mid is just going to be torn to damn pieces. Fur with the M4. He's helping out the Banana members, and another clean one. Imperial, that's like the 3rd anti-eco where they've had 5 alive. Just navigating their way to safety. Still trying to tie up the rounds here. 6 on the T side. I think it's a good start. It might be enough for Grayhound. I know they've got a solid CT side. But of course, these Brazilians running at you is a dangerous, dangerous situation.
Yeah, neither team really in a clear advantage right now. But I mean, look at just how much utility Imperial are just bombarding Banana with. Grayhound are just happy to wait that out, to be honest. It allows Imperial time to set up these crossfires, get these boosts going. They've bought themselves so much time. And that's what Grayhound will now have to use a lot of their utility on clearing, because they don't have a lot left. They've burned through roughly half of what they would have. But a lot of Grayhound here in the mid-round is off the comms. They're going dark.
Yeah.
No information for Imperial to work with once again.
Very slow approach. It's creeping through the carpet. Smoke to Archer's fallen. He's going to push forward. Brackets control is high priority. An Imperial strike fallen straight back through the smoke as well. Untradeable, it seems. And Cello forward. Upgrades as well as finds himself the bomb in apps. And Grayhound have left this so damn late. Cello still a fighting chance. He'll go down. But they need to get their mitts on the bomb. It's in Boiler and Fallen. He's had enough of Grayhound. Putting him down. It's Sicko in a 1-on-3. Minimal time to retrieve the objective. Bangable walls, but a great position from Fur. Swinging off of Fallen's contact, and that is going to be another Imperial. There's 3 in a row yet again. And we're all tied up here. It's a real close affair on Inferno.
Yeah, throughout that round, Imperial maintained control of brackets. They had that the entire time. The pressure from Grayhound wasn't enough. They got hats out of apartments into that B pit, but everything fell apart because that bomb was still stranded in B halls. So the window room was where it lay, and that's where it was unfortunately having to be played by Grayhound. So now they find themselves back onto pistols. This really does have a lot of ebb and flow to it, this match.
Imperial's been real damn good up against Greyhound's ecos so far. And if you take stock of the economy, they should be right for a few more to get these buyers up on the board. There's not too many remaining here in the first half. But we'll see if Imperial can break the mold and put a fourth on the scoreboard in a row. And that's a great way to start it. Sicko swinging wide. It's hard for him to be traded there. These Deagles are yet to find an opening. But they're going to try to work together here. Jiggling over towards Boiler. Fallen, swinging. And he's going to be dinked down to 18. Greyhound not chasing the smell of blood, though.
We weren't really in a position to be able to do so. Well, he could make short work of this round. And that's going to be it. So Greyhound, they don't get any opening opportunities. They do some damage, but that doesn't convert into anything. So the pistols were for naught. Back to the gun rounds for them. And so Imperial are working really well as a unit on this CT side. Their rotations have been good. Their reads have been good. But Greyhound, there's still some fight in the dog yet.
Oof. Having a quick look at Greyhound's stats as well on Inferno. Majority of their rounds are usually won on the T side. I've seen them have some solid defense halves though, so I guess we'll see how they feel today. They looked real good coming out of the gates, but at the same time, I wonder if it's going to slow right down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even looking at some of the matches they played on Inferno, though. They weren't particularly close matches, though. So they've actually had a lot of dominant performances on the T side. They've only had to play T sides, effectively.
Very true. Not too many long games. Silent boost and Fallen. He knew it was coming. Oh, he's seen that trick before.
Very difficult position to trade too. Greyhound tried, but now they've got bracket control. Oh, Inns is just trying to play a dangerous game here from Cello. There's no pop flash to come through, but Cello slips away. Oh, Inns might find perfect timing here. Ooh, this could slip the net.
This needle hasn't been threaded, but Inns is not. He is. He's heard those footsteps coming through CT. Now the nade into library, and it's an awkward position because Cello's pushed a smoke of his own. And Inns is between a rock and a hard place, and it's two CTs, but he's got fists of bloody steel. And he's going to make it through to the B side. Take another with him. Cello usually doesn't miss those. But Greyhound now with the one-man advantage. A lot of damage onto two of them. So we'll see if Imperial can pull this one back.
Yeah, normally I'd award 10 points to Whiffendor, but it's allowed Greyhound to slither into the B side. On for the retake. On for the retake. Oh, that Molotov is forced Ali out, but Hat cleans up. Imperial, they draw level, and Greyhound have fought back a very, very important round for them. Can they take an advantage into the half, though?
You couldn't have asked for a closer half, a closer game, or a better crowd coming into this series. And this half, it's it's all going to boil down to here. Down to this one, and Fallen. Again, a cracker of an opening with that AWP. He's got a lot of experience under his belt, and it's starting to show. Grayhound, they won the previous with a man down off some extremely fortunate timings. And we'll see if they can maybe make that happen again. Imperial at the moment, still with a 3-2 split. But Fallen's thinking about going for this rotation deep into CT so he doesn't alert the T's. He's making his way forward, and the util starting to come through. Vinny going to be spotted there over towards the coffins. Bolt at the back of sight, mollied out, but he's still going to fight. And the smoke goes down just perfectly. T's going to be forced straight through. A minute remaining. And Grayhound, it looks like they've got split decision making here. Sicko, his feet spotted under the smoke there. Man's gone, bombed down. And Ali, he had a little bit of magic before, and he's not going to make it happen this time. Imperial are going to be leading into the half, 8 rounds to 7. Let's see how they fare in the second, but we've got to go to a break first. We'll see you right after. It is time to jump on into the second half, flip those sides. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I just had an exclusive interview with the man, Malta, sitting up behind me here. I got his opinion. He thinks if Grayhound need to win Inferno, We need to see a little bit more from Alistair here, and then it should be an easy game or something like that. I don't know. That's what he said, not me. Now, quickly into the pistol, straight up mid, we've gone for Imperial, and then just wrapping straight around A, looking like they're here to take some names, take some heads, and Ali, big chip damage, and he'll at least survive in holes, but it's the sight here in the hands of Imperial.
Bolts is bleeding internally, but the retake is on here for Grayhound now. They have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. Ali does have that kit though, so keep an eye on him. He's got that smoke, so he might be able to do something there and shield some vision, but Sicko's just taking a chunk.
Push in, Fallen, key position here in pit. He clears out archers. Hasn't spotted the member coming through. Sicko, he's damn low, but he's still going to have some damage done. All down to Hats, and he'll hit the ground. Fallen, big round from the leader of the pack there. Brazilian fans are very happy with that result. 9-7 now. And we shall see if Grayhound opts to force into the second round. Crack a couple of openings. Big long-range shots coming through from the pit there.
What a change of tempo though. Straight out of the half, straight out of the gates into it. They were just wrapping that A bomb site.
Yeah.
And Grayhound really couldn't afford for those gaps to be closed so quickly with those USPs. And now into the second, we do have a slight force coming out from Grayhound, so there's some weaponry that they don't want to take that duel with the AK Cello, though he obliges and he will punch his way into B. But it's the MP9 of Liaz that keeps things at bay momentarily, but he's got to move. He's got to go.
It's forced him into the open, but the smoke has bloomed just at the right moment. Ali and Fur,
oh dear,
very damn close over towards second as Imperial continue to make a ruckus there at the top of car. And Liaz within an inch of his life. Ali still deciding when he wants to make this move and where he's going to go as well. But Imperial know they have banana control. They've got that time to play with. So they're just going to sit pretty here and wait for Grayhound to make another mistake.
Well, Imperial looking to group up here in this late round. So can these 5.7s and MP9 start to work?
They clear the corners is the first question I'm asking, and the answer is on your screen. Fur leaving no stone unturned there. And Ali not going to be able to find the impact with that 5.7. So now Grayhound, they have Sicko and Liaz. On the other side of the map here, looking at just to keep things across into the next. Saw the quick spin of the Deagle there, so Liaz has that secondary to drop across to someone into the next round. But Imperial, it looks like they're going to be the first team here to reach 10 rounds. And it's a very successful start to the T side for them.
Imperial have done a great job of just keeping Grayhound at arm's length with all that utility. They were able to just make sure that they weren't pushing, they weren't being aggressive, they weren't able to close the gap and make those 5.7s and MP9s really work for them. So, smarter play here, but making sure, more importantly, that when they do group up, that no angle is left unchecked. And so they are slowly, they were thinking about it, pushing up banana, but that's as far as things will go. And so, Liaz will be sending things across to his teammates. It's now about what they do in this round for Grayhound.
Is this the soccer game? What's going on here? Loving the chance coming through. And the Aussies answer back. Let's see if they can do the same in the server. They've brought a couple of pistols into this one. It leaves a lot to be desired, but we are about to see what they can cook up here.
Fur looking to catch a timing at top mid. Alistair not interested in it. But this, again, this utility coming out from Imperial is just forcing Grayhound into these duels, but also at the same time, spacing them apart, keeping them at arm's length, making sure they're not being overwhelmed by multiple CTs trying to flood the areas of the map that they're trying to control.
The gamble starting to shift across from Grayhound here. And at the 50-second mark, Imperial start to shoot out some of this util. Look to go for the full wrap here on 8. Grayhound, though, turtled up. Let's see if they can stop the push. 30 on the clock, flash across Grave. CT's unfazed, and they're just going to be tucked away in every single corner. Ali going to be able to turn it into a 1-for-1. Looking good for another. Sicko gets some damage. Liaz joins the fray, but it's all going to be saved today as Imperial do not fall. But it's a small victory for Grayhound. They brought nothing into the round other than the saved weapons and still managed to take 3 of those rifles away.
Cello's doing a great job of just conducting this symphony, albeit a little bittersweet for Grayhound right now, but he is just heaping on the pain. He's looking sharp. He hasn't faltered in some of these anti-eco situations, and that's so important for Imperial right now. But we're on to the guns. We're on to the meat and potatoes, as the elfish guy would put it. And so now it's Greyhound's time to really capitalise on that CT side. They're actually going to push to get aggressive. Ali misses a shot, and Cello chimes in instantaneously. It's a big scalp to take early on.
Man's looking hot in those flames, and the A site is just going to be cracked open in seconds. Liaz, the only defender to find a kill. And Imperial, they are picking up that pace, clear and everything. Greyhound, 30 seconds in. And they're not even going to try to leave this B site. The change in pace was just too much for Greyhound. They were not expecting that at all.
Nah, Cello woke up today and he chose violence. He's not having any of it. But Greyhound, so important they save these rifles. And Imperial, they're going to make this late push to try and take them out of Greyhound's hands. So this will be late pressure. Whether or not they'll get to construction, I'm not sure, but Sicko's got his work cut out for him.
Pushing in late. Vinny, that molly. Forces Sicko into the corner, no tag, means Sicko survives. And Imperial have an idea that there's a rifle or 2 in the hands of those CTs now, so we'll see what they opt to do. And if they slow things down here going into the next, of course Ali was not expecting Cello to be running straight through that molly. It's very Pug-esque, but look, it works wonderfully, especially in competitive matches.
It's hard commitment. They were very much in a faster tempo in that round, and that's it from the get-go. They really put Greyhound on the back foot. You could even just see the way they punched into bracket there. The flashes were fantastic. They allowed Fallen to pick up the double. And so now for Greyhound, they've got to make this work, Mac. They've got to make it their round.
They do.
They don't want to let Imperial start to charge towards 15 or 16 rounds, so they need to reel them back.
It's a pretty hot Saturday here in Melbourne. Is anyone here thirsty? Yeah, good. Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. Molly to second now. And Greyhound. Ooh, banger of a nade there. Straight off the wall, Vinny. Cops a big chunk there. But everyone's still standing. Imperial on the hunt for 4 more rounds to take Greyhound's map pick. And they're going to find themselves with banana control. Next up, try to take top mid. Running through all the steps, all the basics here on Inferno.
Some good grenades so far early on from Greyhound to just chunk some damage away from Imperial, but they're going to get themselves into brackets now. Just push Greyhound back into the site. Do have quite a bit of utility there on Liaz to work with, but Inns is on point right now, and his flash might actually dismantle him, but he's going to sit in front of it.
The smoke, it isolates so perfectly, but the lineup is there for 2. And he knows there's a third. Burr comes through for the trade. But 2 Imperial members still unspotted as of yet. The 2 remaining Grayhound members just going to be tucked away. They know Liaz is in peaks. He's dropped that smoke as well. Expecting the Molotov forward, but it's Sicko to stop the wrap around the world. Furs found himself a timing though, and Fallen. That is true. Fallen's trying to make his way through and find another opening, but with 4 seconds, there's no time to plant. Fur falls before the timer. Fallen's position's known, and Liaz, he might just back himself here at the final second. No chance. AWP saved, and Grayhound find themselves the first round in a while.
It's an important round too, given that they are able to keep players up. They keep money in their pockets. So for Grayhound, they really want to stifle the momentum now for Imperial. It's a frustrating round for them to lose too, running down the timer. They had no progression into that A-bomb site.
Yeah.
They were able to maintain control of Banana throughout the entire round, Grayhound. And that really did limit the options for Imperial. So important they continue to do that. You love to see it.
Passionate supporters everywhere. Handsome looking men. What a moustache on that man. Someone go give it a rub for me.
From one moustache to another.
Big round coming through from Grayhound there. In a courageous hold. And it did convert to their first round for the half. Let's see if Grayhound can find themselves a second. Of course, they need to start working up that economy. That's a rough start to the round. Hat's already down to 19.
Yeah, the trade-off there. They've tried to do it in previous rounds. It came off last round. But this time they are the receivers of that damage util in Banana. So they're just going to back off entirely. In fact, Hats is going to sit super deep now in this support of B. They're actually going to double up on the A pit. So that's a pretty deep hold coming out from Grayhound now for a lot of this round. A lot of time to play with for Imperial, so they're just going to take their time, check the brackets out, and they've got options. They're starting to just work through that utility. They do have a lot of smokes though, so a lot of information still yet to be withheld.
Grayhound keeping a good track of Imperial's util at the start of the round. Throw that retake util at Banana, and hopefully force Imperial to use what little utility remaining they have to regain some kind of control here. It's going to be a lot of attention drawn and even a rotate baited out. The Sicko sends it back to B, so the A site defense is weakened, but the double pit setup rather is looking relatively good in theory. It's just if Imperial is going to be able to do much more work here on the opposing side of the map. It hasn't drawn out any rotations. 20 seconds. Imperial leaving this so late to hit the A site. Spotted in mini though. Inns could be in trouble. Nade onto his head. He's looking a little worse for wear now. Fights for himself. Fights for his right to control the A site.
Time.
And Fallen's here to get the bomb planted in the final seconds. But a 2-on-2 and Inns. He's got some reinforcements on the way.
He's sending it. He had to get there really quick, but they're here for the retake, Mac. They do have the kits, and, well, the positioning from Bolts is going to be key.
Oh, Sicko! Over the top to trade. And he knows Bolt's position, but Bolt, he'll peek, he'll stand, he'll deliver. An Imperial edge ever so close to taking the first map of the series.
Oh, that is a rough one to lose. But Imperial had clear advantage in that round from the get-go. Hats had to back off. They had playing with the rotation. They were playing with Greyhound's rotation through the mid-round and into the late round. That double pit setup, difficult to dislodge, but they did it, Imperial. Both of these two teams in that last round as well, they burnt through all of their utility.
Yeah.
Both of those two teams were essentially trying to contest the early round, but look at this. This is a good trade-off here for a Greyhound in this. They've done some damage early on to Vinny and Bolt, so you know, one ball can change it all as far as HEs are concerned, and even Cello is now taking continued damage, so utility in this round is going to be key. Inns just softened them up a little bit by taking out Cello, who has been a threat throughout this entire match so far.
Through the smoke bloom as well. Might have had a line. We missed that one, though. Imperial, man down. Group up, hit B. Pretty standard protocol. We'll see if Grayhound is going to be able to stop the push. The swing comes through and Bolts goes down. Still two tucked away on the back of side, and Inns goes through to get some extra info, but for Vinny, they're both standing, they're both ready, and they found themselves a B site. Plenty of time to play with. No rush through that smoke from Grayhound. Just posturing, and again, going for a two-pronged approach on the retake.
Absolute turret mode from both Fur and Vinny, but now Liaz, there's danger laying in wait, and I'm not sure he is too aware of it just yet. He might be able to spot the barrel out, but Liaz, the timing is going to be essential here. It's a game of patience, and it's not working out. Liaz gets bested, and now Alistair, he has info on one, but not really a lot to work with. No kit to his name, and so the save is on. For Grayhound, as Imperial have done a great job. Once again, when their backs to the wall, the number advantage doesn't mean anything.
Ooh, Fur, he's hungry, he's looking. You heard those footsteps pattering straight down Speedway. And he wants to find himself an Alistair to put on the skewer, but there it is, 14. And Grayhound, economy, all over the place. Do they force, do they play for OT? They're the questions we're about to find out. But if they lose Inferno, map 2 can add that much more pressure because Greyhound's tournament lives are on the line. We'll have no AU teams left ready for tomorrow.
That's a big scalp to take too for Imperial, hometown heroes. But Greyhound, they need to stabilize everything about their gameplay right now. What is going to be the changes that they make? They have tried to go a little bit more aggressive, but I don't think they're going to have the options to in this round because the utility's just not there, Mac. The money's just not there.
But is the support?
Well, they actually have some utility, but again, they've been burning through it so quickly in the early round. They leave themselves not a lot to play with in the mid to late, so faster approach here from Imperial, just taking control of Banana. There's no utility to oppose them this time. So they're able to just push Greyhound immediately back into the sights. Very deep set. These are the kind of rounds Imperial like to play with too, because they like that slower style of Counter-Strike. They do like the late executes. And look at the difference there in terms of utility. Greyhound have a lot to try and counter on the side of Imperial. And because there's no aggression coming out from Greyhound either, they've essentially got free run of the map. But have Greyhound got their crossfire set? Are they able to make these things work? Individual moments of brilliance can change things.
Well, that's the final smoke remaining on the B side as well. So Imperial, they've been enjoying these late round hits. Great nades straight to Cello. And Greyhound sitting strong with a two-man crossfire over towards the B site. Hats having a big day yesterday, slower start today. It all boils down to the final 20 seconds. Imperial loving these late round set executes. And the smoke towards CT is going to force Hats forward. Sicko burning to a crisp. He'll fall to his knees. And please, Greyhound, do it for Australia here. Int might have just found an opening. I thought the save could have been on, but now they're having a sniff. Last-ditch effort. It's happening here. It's happening now. And Greyhound, they're feeling the energy of the crowd. They're thinking about going the whole way forward, but Fallen stands in their way. And they can't afford to do this one. Vinny says no. And Ali with the AWP wants to have some impact into the next round. Game time's on. But Imperial hard on the hunt already. They want to make this match point as easy as possible. And I don't think they're going to find him. An AWP, a dream, a couple of hounds, but Brazil have so many rounds to close out map 1.
That was an absolute masterclass of second wave utility on that B bomb site. The way it all just rained in. Sicko had nowhere to be. He couldn't find his bearings.
Yeah.
Flashed, smoked, Molotovs, you name it. Imperial played that round to perfection. And so now Grayhound, what have they been able to salvage in terms of economy? Inns is just trying something a little bit different here.
Okay.
Trying to bait out the shot from Fallen. That's going to allow Inns to cross potentially. No, the aggression goes unrewarded. He does a lot of damage. But first still stands.
Just got that dink, but couldn't follow through with the second bullet. And Hats has taken full control. Nano even sneaking through the smoke. He'll find one close range. MP9, a deadly weapon. But Sicko, he can't afford to fall here. Or that could be game. 3v4. Grayhound still in with a fighting shot.
Look how deep set Imperial are in second mid. They're happy to just sit there and wait and try and catch a rotation. Plenty of time to play with. The pressure's not on them. They've got player advantage. They've gone completely silent. They've done this round after round. Grayhound have no info to work with. Ali's lonely at this A-bomb site.
Leave him alone, all right? 20 seconds. Imperial running the back, same damn thing. Ali, missed opportunity. Crumbling under the pressure, and he's all alone here. If there's a time to fire up, it's right now. And he's still alive here, but not for long. Cello threads his bullets through the broken wall, and it's a 2-on-4 for the retake. Ferg, he's within an inch of his life still. But Imperial all set up for the post plant. Eyes on every single segment, every answer back in. But even with the smoke in the way, Sicko's going to be able to find one. There's T's sitting everywhere. Prog smoke back to sight now. Cello, he's hidden, he's gone though, and Sicko in a 1-on-2. Time is a huge factor, and so's the AWP. Fallen stands in the way. That's 16 on the board. That's